Hello and welcome to Questioner, the show on Raj Sabha TV. We get you latest in the Parliament House and the questions asked by the members in the upper house from the government and reply given by departments and the ministries. I'm Rajat Kane and joining with me my colleague Kriti Mishra.
Thank you so much, Rajat. So let's take our viewers through important questions and answers that we've filtered for them in this edition of the Question Hour show.
Well, the first question of the show that was asked a member Vijala Satyanath from Ministry of Home Affairs, and member asked whether it's fact that government held discussion with Chief Minister on steps to curb Maoist.
Giving a detailed response, the government says that the Union Home Minister held a meeting to review left-wing extremism scenario with the Chief Ministers of the affected states on 26th of August 2019. During the meeting, various security measures and developments or interventions taken up by the central and state governments to implement the multi-pronged National Policy and Action Plan 2015 were discussed in detail. Union Ministers of Road Transport and Highways, Rural Development, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Communication and Information Technology and Finance also attended the meeting. No central armed police forces are being withdrawn from left-wing extremism theatre. However, depending on dynamic security scenario, these forces are deployed from one area to another. The government further says that as per 7th schedule of Constitution of India, police and public order are state subjects. However, the central government supplements the efforts of the state government over a wide range of measures including security, development and ensuring rights and entitlements of local communities as well. In fact, Rajat, member Vijala Satyanath joined us on the Question Hour show, and this is what she had to say to government's response to her question. Take a listen. Ma'am, welcome to Raj Sabha Television and thank you so much for talking to us. You asked a very pertinent question about tackling the Maoism in the country. What is your take on government's response?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring forth to the attention of the central government that how the government is now speeding up its action plans to curb Maoism from the country. That is, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and some parts of Telangana also are seriously affected by the left-wing extremism, which has been totally stumbling all the developmental activities in most of the rural areas and the tribal areas. So, majority of the places are now under the control of the left-wing extremists, and they are actually leading the people in a, like they are brainwashing the people, making them involved in anti-social activities and also anti-national activities. So they wanted to separate. It is all separatism. So separate the country. So now we have to curb. A country has to completely get rid of these such things. Actually, in Tamil Nadu, when there was some problems arising, like Maoists, some our Prachitalavi Amma, when the then Chief Minister, she strongly shoot against, and she started to bring this completely under control. Actually, what she did was completely she found out the essence or the crux of that issue, and then she put her strong iron hand into it and completely curbed who are the people who instigate or who actually are behind these things. So likewise, we have to universally take as a decision by the government. Now government is taking very good initiative because they have taken an action plan 2015, so which they are going to implement with the help of all the respective state governments who are having these problems. So the respective state governments along with the chief secretaries, the present governments are being involved as stakeholders in finding a solution for this issue. So it's a very good move, I think. So let our all the ministers, they had a cabinet ministers meeting to curb how to implement or how to find a proper initiative to curb Maoism from the various states.
Ma'am, what are the other steps that the government can take to tackle this menace?
Yeah, this is the main thing is the police has to be empowered. The the political agenda also has to be somewhat, we have to make them give a permanent solution of finding an alternate way of coming with the government. So let the government be very frank, open the talks, sit one-to-one discussions with them, find a way of employment to these people, because once they take the weapons, it's always that they need something because they were not denied something, so they are against, because they were humiliated, or because they are in poverty and they need resources, they are fighting. So once we have a free talks and with the people who are really making problems, then we may be able to solve it. Like now the Bodo issue, after a long time, we have come to a solution. The government has taken a very strong effort to solve the Bodo issue. So now we have gone in for an agreement. The government of India has taken a very good lead in that. So likewise, we can also have an agreement with these left-wing extremists, where here and there, and involving the local state government, and it will be of a permanent solution, in my view.
All right, ma'am, you're making very important points there. Thank you so much for talking to Rajya Sabha Television. Let's move on to the next question that has been asked by member Sukhdev Singh Dhinsa. And this question pertains to the Ministry of External Affairs. And Mr. Dhinsa has asked the government whether it is aware about the atrocities being committed on religious communities such as Hindus and Sikhs in Pakistan, especially their abduction and forceful conversion as well.
Well, in the response, the ministry said the government from time to time has come across reports of atrocities against members of minority communities in Pakistan, including of intimidation, abduction, persecution, forced conversions, forced marriages and vandalism of places of religious worship. Some of the recent cases include vandalism of the holy Gurudwara Janamasthan in Nankana Sahib, the killing of minority Sikh community person in Peshawar, and abduction, forced conversion, marriage of Hindu girls in Sindh province of Pakistan. Now, based on these reports, the government has taken up matters with the government of Pakistan and asked them to take steps to protect and promote the safety, security and well-being of its minority communities, including various places of religious worship. Pakistan has also been asked to take immediate measures to expeditiously bring the perpetrators of despicable and heinous acts to justice. India has also highlighted a human rights violation in Pakistan, including at UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. It has recommended to Pakistan that to end forced conversions and forced marriages for minorities, including Hindus, Sikh and Christian women, and prosecute all the cases. Well, moving on to the next question that was asked by member S. Muthukarappan from Ministry of Space. The member asked whether it's fact that India has unveiled a female humanoid robot which it plans to send into space in 2020 as part of unmanned mission.
The response given by the government is an affirmative, and the government goes on to say that Indian Space Research Organisation, or ISRO, is planning to send a half-humanoid on-board unmanned mission Gaganyaan program. The government further says that half-humanoid will be capable of operating switches and recognize voice commands. The current prototype is capable of speaking one language, and flight model will speak 2 languages. In the scientists or engineers category, ISRO does recruitment of the candidates purely based on merit and foster them based on their contributions and achievements, etc. In the case of recruitments towards Gaganyaan program, also similar policy in line with GOI guidelines is adopted. And moving on to the next question that has been asked by member Prabhat Jha, and this question pertains to the Ministry of Planning. And the member has asked the government whether it has conceived a new policy, which is a comprehensive policy for making a new India by the year 2022.
For replying in affirmative, the ministry said the strategy for New India Act 75 document was released by Niti Aayog on December 19, 2018. The document can be accessed on Niti Aayog's website. The document draws inspiration and direction from Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call for establishing a new India by the year 2022. The strategy for New India at the rate 75 documents defines clear objectives, for the year 2022 and 23 in a detailed exposition of 41 crucial areas, recognizing the progress already made, identifying binding constraints and suggesting the way forward for achieving the stated objectives. The document includes separate chapters on growth, employment, labor reforms, industry, agriculture, housing, tourism, minerals, energy, digital connectivity and all modes of transport, infrastructure among other areas. The Government of India is implementing various programs and schemes in each of these areas for creating New India by the year 2022. Well, that's it in this edition of Question Hour. Thanks for watching Rajya Sabha TV. Me and Kriti sign off from here, but do not go anywhere. Stay tuned for Prashan Kal with our colleagues Preeti Singh and Arvind Kumar Singh.